Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of my geode. Today I am going to be doing line work, glitter work, and stone work. So before I get started, I want to talk to you about inspiration. I don't know about you guys, but I have a very hard time being inspired. I don't know if it's because I'm a little ADD and I have a hard time concentrating. I've been told most of adults have a little touch of ADD. I don't know if that's true or not, but I have a hard time focusing. And, I look at pictures, I look outside, I look at my surroundings, and I still have a hard time coming up with a design. But I noticed something the other day, and I said, what have I been doing all this time? I've had inspiration right in front of me. So I was pulling the skins off of my workstation and I started looking at them and I said, well, look at those colors. I mean, that's like a mini geode. I mean, these colors, they blend in certain ways when they're falling off of our canvases, and you just don't think to use something like that. So that's my little tip of the day. Look at your skins, maybe get a little inspired. Minus the duct tape and everything else that's in there. But yeah. So I saw that and I said, I'm going to start keeping these and using them for inspiration on color blending and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, what am I going to do here? I have my pens out. That should probably be the first thing that I do now that I'm starting layer 2. And I'm trying to decide on the color lines that I automatically want to put white, but I don't know if white is going to be too much. I do have this darker maroon, navy blue Sharpie, and these are all paint pens, by the way, either made by Craftsmart or Sharpie, and then I have a PBO one here. So then I was saying maybe I'll just stick with gold, but then that's adding a lot of gold in, so maybe I'm just going to go with a contrasting color like white, something that's really bright. But while I'm thinking about that, I could put my stones down. So I have my little alcohol ink stones here, and I know I'm not going to put any markings in this area, so I'm just going to start putting those down right up against the tape. My canvas is retaped again. It's not a canvas, sorry. My MDF board that I cut. I did retape it because I do take it off, after about an hour or so after I pour, so it can go over the sides and really coat them nicely. If you want to leave the tape on to build up, you just have to make sure that you put the tape on evenly. Like this tape, I just threw it on. So if I were to leave this on and let this cure, this geode would be, a 1/4 inch high over here and then 1/8 of an inch high over here because it's uneven. So if you're going to leave it on, just make sure that you put it on pretty exact. Some people do leave it on because they like to build it up, make it thicker. I, however, am not doing that on this one. So I'm going to continue placing these stones and then I will be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. I painstakingly, and when I say painstakingly, I mean it, put down every one of these little beads. So we're good to go. So the next thing I'm going to do are my lines with the marker. And I've decided I'm going to go with the white. I feel like I need it to pop at me. So, just grab a white marker here. This is the PBO 4 Artist marker. It's opaque white. And it works pretty good. Another thing I wanted to tell you is, so I have an issue right here where this side of the peacock green was wider than this side. So what I did was I kind of put the stones to where they are even on both sides, and then afterwards I'm going to come in with some peacock green again and just outline it and even it out. All right, but first I want to work on some lines. So I'm going to start right here. And the stones are not glued down or anything. They're just sitting there waiting for me to put resin on. So I'm going to do a thick line there, and then hopefully this is working all right. I was having problems with it. Let's see. Just get it started again. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So I'm just going to do a thinner line right next to the thicker line. I'm going to have to go back around this first line I did because it's not as bright. Okay. And then you just have to be careful of the stones. Sorry about that. This marker is giving me a hard time. I just lost my place. Yeah, let me find another marker, guys. Hold on a second. Give it one more shot. You do not have to do lines in your geode. They are not mandatory. I just happen to like them. Excuse my arm for a minute. Okay. And then I'm going to do one more around this gold here. One more set, I should say. And then I'm going to grab the thicker one to go around that. It can get tricky by the tape, so just be careful, go slow. And excuse my arm again. And you can see I went over it twice right there. See if it was darker, and it does get a lot darker, so I'm just going to retrace it now. Sometimes you have to do that. And I always end up making a mess because it's very hard doing this in small areas and staying on the line. But it's okay, because once you put the second coat of resin on and things start to blend in, and if they don't, you just make them work somehow. And sometimes you just leave well enough alone so you don't make a mistake like that. I'm just going to hop over on the other side. And then that one I'm going to leave alone because I don't want to take a chance of messing it up. It looks nice. But I think the white makes it pop a little bit more. So the last line I want to do is right over here. That will also be a double line. All right, so it is glitter time. I think it's glitter time. So this is me not knowing when to stop. We all do it. But I just felt like it needed one more in through here. Yeah. Now I'm stopping. Okay, so just so you know, these hematite spikes that I have, those are going to go in last. They're going to go on the inside here. So now I need to mix up some resin and start adding glitter and stuff like that. So I will be back in 1 second to you, 5 minutes to me. Okay, so I've mixed up some more colors that I needed, and we're just going to jump right in. First thing I want to do is try to fix this peacock green area. I'm almost wondering if I'm being too anal, but I'm going to try to go for it. Even though I really like this line here, it kills me to do it, but let me try to very, very gently pour it right up against these rocks, so I can hopefully keep some of that area, and if not, then I lose it. What am I going to do? Okay. A little bit more here. Just kind of letting it drip. Okay, I'm going to leave it alone. Then the next area was this area here. So what I'm going to do is pour over a little bit of the green here, go over this dragonfly, and then go through what I just poured with the dragonfly again, just to even it out a little bit. And I have enough of this to just recoat the whole area, so let's do that. Might as well use it up, right? Kind of just giving it like a second layer, that's all. And it's not perfect like I want it to match on the other side, but it's a little bit better. That's all I can ask for. Okay, and now the dragonfly, do the same thing. You go right through it. Just like that. I notice I have a rock running away here. Okay, and then the glitter. I'm gonna give you some art porn here. Isn't that sexy? So I'm going to start over here. I'm going to try to go right up against the gold. Hoping it doesn't cover the gold, but who knows. This stuff is hard to pour. Very hard. But you can clean it up. You know, smear it back where it belongs, so to say. That's the good thing about glitter. You could, well, actually all resin, once you have a cured surface like this, you could clean it up all over the place, wherever you don't want it. Just got to keep wiping and wiping. I'm going to just help it along. I know I definitely need one up here. And then I'm going to have to cover up this line here because I need to balance this out. So, to pour up the center of it. If it stops coming out in one stream on you, don't try to go back. Just continue going. And then go back with the stick and try to fix it. Because if you go backwards with the cup, it creates a huge mess. So see how it stopped right here? So I'll just take the stick and get it back into shape. Alright, so that's good for that. Now I'm going to put some clear and some glitter. So I'm going to take my popsicle stick. I'm going to lightly drizzle it where the stones are. Or if you're really careful, you could just do the cup, you know, bend it. You don't want to put, I'm not trying not to put much because I put the peacock green there and I don't want it to push it outwards. So I'm just kind of drizzling a little tiny thin line so that it'll spread out underneath the stones and hopefully not ruin the teal. If it does though, we can go over it. It's not a big deal. I just don't want to use a ton of white. Also for these stones here, I need to nail those down. So I'm going to make a nice thin line over them and tell them to behave and stay in place, which I doubt is going to happen. I probably should have let the clear get a little bit thicker before I did this, but it is what it is now. I'll just have to babysit it and make sure that they stay where they're supposed to be. All right, and you see up here I'm losing my gold, so that's going to be an issue. I'm thinking I'm just going to fill this in with the dragonfly and do a little design in there. And then I won't even have to add the clear on these because it's going to seep right under those and keep them in check. Keep them in place. So let me get a choppy stick, which is a bamboo skewer, and just maybe do some little swirls. Maybe a little bit of a thicker stick. I do have chopsticks. So let's see. Much better. Okay. So then I got to get my glitter. I have some, this is by Stampendous. It's just, it was a 3-pack of glitter. So I'm just going to sprinkle that over the stones in the center here. And then after this dries, I will probably be doing a few more lines and a flood coat, and it will be done. Oh, and the big crystals in the center. Okay. So, that's it for today. Or this video at least. Let this set up a little bit and then I will be back to clean it up and finish it up. Alright guys, have a great night. Happy pouring.